Hey,
All right, Christy, take it away.
All right. I must hit leave it. Well, happy Monday. I'm just gonna go over a couple little things like Scooby-Doo this morning. Did you guys get your Scoobies in before they went away?
no.
No. I don't know how I got in. It just kind of happened really quick, but I didn't get my other order. So, but they're going to have the second chance. So I know everybody will be excited about that. So don't fret. You can also add the Zoinks bar to your club now. So don't forget, if people would like to do that and add that to their club, they can do that as well. And just going to go over a couple little housekeeping things. So just remember, we have like a little bonus join still where you get the extra warmer when you join this month. And you also get it. You also can get when you reinstate. So if you talk to people that might want to reinstate, there's also a kit that they can get as well. And I believe they get a mini warmer, I think.
And 2 bars.
And 2 bars. So that's really nice. They used to never offer anything, for that. So it's kind of nice that they have that. So don't forget to reach out if somebody said they've done Scentsy before, or you have a consultant that you missed, be sure to reach out and offer them that. So I think that's a pretty good deal. We also have for any hostesses, I'm a repeater, 350, we'll get them a one of the 3 warmers. Of course, we found out we don't get to pick, but they're all really nice. And I say this, if you guys get something that you don't want, like, reach out to me, because the aloe is a really good seller for me. So we can switch if not. So I don't mind at all. What else? So the football warmers are coming. So get people excited. Make sure you look around. Today I was with my granddaughter and I parked my car, and both the little condos, there's a 49er banner and then there's a Raider banner as I walk through. So I'm like, Bristol, we are going to talk to them. So make sure you keep your eyes out, because there's some diehard football fans. Oh, and of course, Alice in Wonderland. So I know people are excited about that as well. So make sure that you are posting that so that people know. A couple things I saw too on the news tab is be sure to check when you're putting an order in to see if anything is back ordered, because they will hold your order up a little bit. And it looks like Luna scent circles are still gone. So I don't even know if you could order them. I didn't check that, but just know if you do, it's going to hold your order up. So make sure that you write that down, as well as the receipts are not here. So for right now. The other thing I wanted to add is, if you do not have a business page, now is the time to get one. I'm really pushing for all the consultants that on our team to make sure that you have a business page, because Yvonne's amazing Facebook parties, that's one of the first things you need if you want to hook Visibly up, is that you need to have a business page. So reach out to your teammates and see that they have it. And I have to tell you that I haven't been big on my business page, but me just messed around with it a little bit. It said like yesterday it reached 30 people. So make sure that you have that up to date and your banner up to date, and start posting some things on there. I think there was one thing. If you haven't got your catalogs ready, it is the time. Emmy is the Canva queen. And I don't know, Emmy, if you have, like, if you do the little covers for your catalog, but I love them, especially in the fall, because you can get so creative. I've done mine. I did my daughter and granddaughters. Today we sat there and did them. So I'm really excited. And they're really inexpensive. And once you get the hang of Canva, like, I think it's really great. So make sure that you're doing that. And the other thing is, if you haven't got your catalogs out, the digital catalogs are amazing. So get them out and then stick them in your stick the link in your notes, so then when somebody asks you, you have it to just give out. And I think that is it. But I would like to introduce Debbie, who's been on here every week, and I thought it was about time for her to tell her Scentsy story. So Debbie, it is your turn, girl.
Okay, hi everyone. I said yes, and I really meant no. I get a little nervous when I do stuff like this, but I think everyone does. So I know I'm not alone. Okay, before I started selling Scentsy, I went to college, got my degree, and I was a therapist for 28 years. Anyway, I got burnt out on that, and I knew when to step away. So I opened 2 businesses. I had a mobile espresso business where I did fairs and all the stuff Yvonne's doing with Scentsy is what I was doing with my coffee. And then I got a divorce and it was crazy, and I wasn't able to follow through like I knew that I wanted to. So I bought into a spa business. I went to school and got my aesthetic license to be an esthetician, and I owned that business with a partner for about a year and a half. And the insurance and the brick and mortar bills and the stock and you guys, it was like I was barely scraping by. And now I had 2 kids to raise on my own, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I started doing like odd jobs, and I was really nervous. So one day I was on Facebook, and I have known Christy and Brittany and her whole family. Our kids grew up together. And I saw a post and I was like, what the heck is she talking about? So it kind of intrigued me and it got my curiosity going. So I picked up the phone and I called her and I said, what the heck is Scentsy? Like, I didn't even know what it was. I had no clue. And she said, oh, it's my business. And I said, well, okay. And she said, do you want to come over to my house? And I said, okay, I'm looking for work and I don't know what I'm doing. So I got dressed, I went to her house, and the minute I walked in, I went, oh my God, what is that smell? And she was like, oh, it's one of the new scents, it's ambrosia. And I was like, oh my gosh. So she didn't have to say much. I I don't know what happened to me, but I just went all in. Um, that right then we signed me up. I paid the money. Boom, I had a website in 10 minutes and I began my journey. And that was September 9th, 2014. So I have been doing this a long time. I am what I was on a roll. I was doing really, really well with home parties. That was kind of my happy place. And then I moved. I had to move because my finances weren't what they were before I got the divorce. So I moved from Vacaville to Sacramento, and it kind of threw me for a loop. Um, most and or a lot of my customers were my base was Sassoon, Vacaville, Fairfield. And so I was way out here in Sacramento, and what I started doing is I was driving, commuting to give them stuff on their porch, to deliver orders, to do parties. And I didn't know a soul out here. So that being said, I have went through a lot of ups and downs in this Scentsy world. I just now, I have about, I'll go long, 15 repeat customers out here, but my base is still in Vacaville, Fairfield, and Sassoon. I do a lot of Kaiser nurses. Okay, so I think I'm on a rant. Let me switch gears. The good thing that has happened for me with Scentsy is because of my divorce, and I lost my home and my credit when I began Scentsy was 523 points. That's like my credit score. Today, it is 728. I was able with my paychecks to buy a really good car. It wasn't brand new, but I had like an old Honda Beater. That, I mean, it was a good car, trust me. It got me where I was going, but I traded it in and got a really nice car and paid it off, you guys. So a lot of good things have happened with me selling Scentsy. I'm not where I would like to be. COVID kind of slapped me around because I'm a home party girl, and I had to totally revamp my business. And being honest, tonight, I am not there yet. I have lost motivation. And I don't know if it's the environment we live in. I have, yeah. but I do know that I turned around and I am 68 years old, and that is kind of scary. I really wish I would have found Scentsy sooner, but I didn't. But I just keep going because I love the people. I love the company. I'm a Scentsy-aholic, really. I've learned so many lessons about myself and about marketing and all of it. And truth be told, and then I'll shut up, I taught myself the computer. I never had a class. I didn't know anything. So technically, I'm kind of a retard, but I just keep hanging in there. I will watch a YouTube video like 4 times until I get it. So that's me. And thank you for asking me, Christy.
You
And
are
thanks
welcome.
for signing me up.
You're welcome. And she's always willing to listen and learn even when she's scared. So I love that about her.
Thank
So,
you.
You are welcome. Okay, Miss Yvonne is
Alright.
going to take it from here.
All right, thanks for sharing, Debbie. One of the things that you said that just kind of jumped out to me that I don't think people really realize, but when you were talking about how a brick and mortar company is super expensive, right? With Scentsy, even like a franchise is super expensive, thousands of dollars, right? But with Scentsy, we have a legal department, we have a production department, we have a shipping department, we have a marketing department. You have all of that for $99. For $99, that's such a good deal. If anyone's looking for a way to make money, it's just, we have all of that behind us. So I think that's amazing. So yeah, I think people don't realize all that other stuff that they have to pay when they go off to do something else like that. So tonight we're going to talk about how to inspire your team. So I know a lot of you have been successful, are successful. Maybe you have better months than others. Maybe some of you promoted to director and then got demoted back down to, or moved back down to superstar consultant. Maybe it was in DQ. There's lots of variables in our Scentsy journeys. But I will tell you, one thing that can help make you successful is if your team's working for you too. If you promote to director and you had $8,000 in sales that month, that's awesome. But that means your team did 2,000 and you did 8,000, and you can't always do that. And if you try to always do that, you're going to burn yourself out. So it's really good when your team is working with you too. And I know that sounds easy or sounds simple, but it's not. It's hard. It's hard to get your team working with you. So I wanted to give you some tips tonight just on how to inspire your team. And I am by no means an expert on this. You guys know that because you are on my team. But I try. And I'm just going to give you some tips. And what I'm going to do at the end of this is I'm going to ask each of you to answer 2 questions. So I want you to take notes during this. And I'm hoping I'm going to give you enough, bread and butter, some good points to be able to take notes. The one thing I want to ask you is, what one thing did I mention that you want to implement or do with your team? And the other thing is, what one thing I mentioned or didn't mention would motivate or inspire you? Like personally, what would you like maybe your upline to do? You don't have to call your upline out for not doing it. That's not what I'm asking. What motivates you? Okay, or what inspires you? So those are the 2 things I'm going to ask you at the end. So I'm prepping you now, and don't jump off the call at the end so you don't have to answer, okay? Because I know your number. No, I'm joking. We're going to start with that. And so we all have our own businesses, right? This is our Scentsy business, and it's not up to your upline to make your business successful. It's not up to your upline at all. It's up to you because it's your own business. So don't I guess what I'm trying to say, don't boohoo or, throw a pity party if you're not getting what you need from your upline, because you need to be resourceful and you need to do what you need to do for your business. There's plenty of superstar directors, people who joined under somebody and then that person quit, right? And they had nobody. But there's so many resources out there. You guys can be successful without needing your upline, but I hope all of your uplines are, I know they are intentional in trying to help you and help you be successful. So with that being said, I want to tell you some of the things or most of the things that are going to inspire your team. And just let you know too, you're a leader if you just have one person under you, right? And Chelsea, you probably don't have anyone under you because you just joined, but you're going to be a leader. And so some of these points might help you in the future. So most of the things that are going to inspire the people under you aren't going to cost you anything, $0. It doesn't have to be a challenge or a prize or something like that. Most people just want encouragement. Most people just want recognition. So I'm going to focus on that a lot. Back in the day, I used to do a lot of challenges, and Christy loves challenges, just so you know, back in the day, she would jump on those challenges, but I kind of just felt like after a while, like if you're only doing the things to do the things to win the prize, you're not really building your business for the right reasons. What if that prize isn't there next month? Then what? You're not going to sell anything and your business is going to go. So I think doing challenges is okay in certain situations, especially maybe if you're going to promote to, you think you're going to promote to director in October or whatever, offer a challenge to your team. That's perfectly fine, but don't do it all the time. It's kind of like the 10 bar special, right? If you do the 10 bar special every month, guess what's going to happen? Your customers are never going to pay full price for a 6-pack from you because they're going to be waiting for that special. So same thing with your team. You don't want them to always be waiting for a challenge. You want them to, the prize for them should be running a successful business. The prize for them should be their paycheck on the 10th of the month next month. They determine their paycheck. So if you can help them make that paycheck better, that should be the prize. So I want to just suggest to use Scentsy and their systems as your motivation or inspiration for your team. So first things first, shooting star. Okay, from the very get-go, get your people to try to sell $500 in their first 15 days so they earn the Shooting Star Award. After that, we're going to try to get them to earn Sensational Start. And I'm going to share my screen with you just to give you some visuals because that's what we're going to do here. So Sensational Start, if you're not familiar with that, there's cash prizes, or not cash, but free product credit for PRV and recruits in their first 70 days. So work on that with them for their first 70 days. And when you're doing that, they're going to get rewarded. They're going to see the prize, but it's a Scentsy prize, right? It's already there. So you don't really need to add another challenge or add another prize to that. Get them working on Sensational Start, have them set a goal and help them do that. The other thing that you can do after Sensational Start is to try to get them to promote, right? We want them to know what their next level is. So after 70 days, now what? Well, now what is promoting to your next level. So you probably know what their next level is, but they might not. So one thing that I like to do is use these little things, and I'll put these in the Better Together. We're starting a Better Together Facebook group, so that we'll pop them in there so you guys will have access to them. But this is just a fun little visual that you can send to your people when they're brand new. Tell them to print it out and put it next to their computer. This is for Shooting Star. They can put the date in there. The next one is Certified Consultant, and it's just a fun little thing. So I would say, like, on the first of every month, look through your team, say, oh my gosh, this could be the month for you to promote to certified and you're going to get a raise. So print this out and put it next to your computer. The next one after that, Lead Consultant, and it has everything on there that they need. It's all visual and easy for them. So we want them to be working towards their next promotion. And the best thing you can do is not do this once, but do this at the beginning of every month to remind them what their next goal is. Because if they're working for a goal, they're going to work just a little bit harder. and there's one for director. Now, once they hit those goals, I want to show you another thing that you can also send to them on the first of the month. And when you're sending these things on the first of the month, what are you doing? You're motivating them and you're inspiring them, right? So don't forget to do this. So this one's kind of fun. This is just something. So now they hit lead, right? So now they know they need to go to star. So they get the star promotion thing. But look at this little thing. This gives them an idea of where they should be each day in order to hit the $1,000 by the end of the month. So if they have this next to their computer, they can kind of see if they're on track, if they're falling a little bit short, if they're ahead of track. So if your team is visual, or even if they're not, I think sending them these things is a good thing. Now, in order to know what to send them, right? In order to know which one of those things to send them, one thing that I like to do on the first of each month is I have a binder just for my frontline. And it has this sheet in there. And I put their name there every time they join, add them, put the little piece of paper, the first of the month, and then go through and put what their title was, what their rank was at the end of the month, whether or not they were paid at title, put down their PRV, their group wholesale volume, how many people are in their group, how many active frontline they had, how many new recruits they had, and then whether you sent them something. So you have a binder and it has all that information in there, so you can get to it quickly instead of going and finding it all on your workstation. So I found that having this binder helps a lot. And if you want, I'm just going to pop to the back page. You can print those front and back, and this little thing will just help you to get to know your downline just a little bit better. You don't have to fill all of these in, and you don't have to have a conversation with them and pretend like, so what's your favorite show? And what's your favorite, just as you get to know them, add more to the back of this. Okay, so we will post that so you guys will have that as well. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything I wanted to share there. Okay, so we'll pop back to that frontline thing just a little more in a minute. But another thing that you can do as far as using things that Scentsy provides for us, get them excited about the incentive. We tried to do that with you guys last week, and I hope it worked. But just think if you did that for your team, if you got them excited about the incentive, something as simple as sending them a message that says, oh my gosh, the incentive just started. I really want to go to New York. Where do you want to go? And put the 4 things there. Just open-ended question to them. Also, let them know that it's funner to go together, right? A lot of people may not think they can earn an incentive. And a lot of people think, gosh, I would never go because I'd be scared. When I first joined, I earned the Alaska cruise, and I didn't go because I didn't know anybody. I was only like 6 months into it, and I didn't earn enough for my husband. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's scary. But if they know that you're working for it and that you're going there, then maybe it'll make it a little less scary for them, and they may want to do it too. So don't, what am I trying to say? Don't tell your downline you don't think you're going to make it. You're going to make it, and they're going to come with you. And whether or not that happens, what you do in the process in helping you build your team and building that relationship with them is going to probably pay for itself, even if you guys don't earn the trip. Okay. Another thing I'm going to show you real quick that can help people get a little bit excited. Sorry, I'm going to pop into my workstation here and it timed out on me. You see my workstation, me logging into it? Yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't even need to get in here. I was going to show you here. Oh, this little thing. And this is important right now to let people know, because our annual goals start May 1st and they go through April 30th. So all your new people should have this printed out. If they're not new and you haven't done this yet, go send this to your people right now. Everybody on your team, say, hey, print this out and put it next to your computer, because I think you could earn annual sales next year, or I'm going to try, and I would love for you to try too, or annual mentor. But if they don't have it next to their computer, they're going to forget about it until they go to convention and see all those people walking across the stage thinking, who are they and what are they doing? And I want to be up there. And you never told them. So this is a great way to inspire and motivate your team as well. All right. So another thing about knowing your team is knowing what their why is. ask them, send them a little text, have a conversation with them, ask them what their why is. When you know what their why is, you're going to be able to help them be more successful, and you're going to just relate to them a little more. And they're going to love that you are asking them that question, that you want to get to know them a little bit better. You'll also know if they just want to make, an extra $40 a month, or if they want to buy a new car. That's going to help you determine who your rock stars are and who you should be focusing your attention on. Also know what their goals are. At the beginning of the month, I would do a little email or a text or whatever, however you communicate with them. Ask them, what's your goal this month? And ask them, because when you hit it, I want to celebrate with you. So goals could be, I would say, PRV, new team members, how many parties, and how many new Scentsy Club subscribers. Maybe ask them those 4 questions. If they don't respond, then you're going to go on and you're going to work with your people who said, I want to sell 2,000 and I need 2 new club members, but I don't really know how to get them. So it's just going to help put that in your ears so you know who needs what. Now back to that little frontline focus sheet. When you fill that out each month, there's who has done what. That's going to help you do some shout outs. Okay, so I think most of you know I do top 10 in the Blessed Beyond Belief group, but guess what? That's 700 people. 700 people, and your odds of getting top 10 are not slim, but they're kind of slim, right? Not all your people on your team are probably going to hit the top 10, or maybe they're not ever going to hit the top 10, but guess what? Could you do a top 5 in your team and recognize them for that? Sure you could. And isn't that going to make them feel good? Super easy. Maybe you only have 5 people on your team, then do top 3. Maybe you only have 2 people on your team, then do top 1 or do top 2. So everybody wins. It's just, I don't know what you want to do, but do something, right? That's totally easy to do. Another thing that I just started doing on the Blessed Beyond Belief page, and I hope you will chime in and do it, but every Wednesday is going to be Wahoo Wednesday, and we're going to shout out our downline. I'm going to ask leaders and frontline to shout out your downline. I'm also going to ask people who don't have a leader to do that, or that's doing that, to shout yourself out, toot your own horn, because that's okay too. But you can shout them out for anything. It could be $200 for being active, $500 by the 15th, if they hit the $2,000 monthly sales award and got the extra 5% bonus. Maybe they had their first party, anything like that. And the other thing that you can do on Wednesdays is go look at your performance report and see who has hit a PRV club. So in Blessed Beyond Belief, we have PRV clubs. So anytime you hit 200, you get to go shout yourself out. Well, not everybody does that. So wouldn't you feel good if your upline went in there and shouted you out? Said, oh my gosh, Kay's at 500 already. Woohoo. And Kay's like, gosh, I didn't even think to put my name there, but my upline noticed that and did. So maybe make that part of your Wednesday, not only to shout people out there, but add them to your PRV club as well. If they're not active in that group, then send them a text, send them an email. You can connect with them that way as well. And I bet they would love it. Wouldn't you love to get an email or a text from your upline or somebody above you recognizing what you did? So all of those things didn't cost you any money, did they? Nope. But wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that encourage you and inspire you to do better? Another thing, events. Invite your people to events. Invite them to this. Every Monday, say, gosh, you guys, I do this every Monday. You should come join us. It's fun and we learn things and you get to meet the other people on the team. That's super simple. Invite them to this, send them the link. Another thing, remind them about the training call, the corporate training call every Tuesday. Invite them to that. Maybe Tuesdays, you're going to just send them a little text with that link. Invite them to a world tour. That's coming up in the spring. And, those who show up, go up, right, Emmy? Yeah. And I think you guys know that too. When you go to things like that, you get inspired. So don't just invite them or tell them about it. Say, hey, I'm going, why don't you ride with me? Get them in the car with you, take them, take them so they go with you. You're gonna see amazing things happen to your team when your team shows up to things like that. Also, Scentsy Family Reunion. I think a lot of people probably don't go to Scentsy Family Reunion because they don't know anybody or they're scared, right? Like, what am I going to do? Who am I going to be a roommate with? How am I going to get there? I don't even know. I don't know anybody. Invite them. Say we can take the same plane flight. We can room together to save money on hotels. You know, if you are doing that and you're holding their hand, they're going to want to go, and you're going to see great things happen in their business as a result of it. Also, team meetings. We are going to have we're going to start local team meetings again, which is going to be super fun. Invite your teammates to that. And again, don't just invite them, go pick them up and bring them. The first one's going to be in Vacaville. Yeah, that might not be near you, but guess what? You got a car or they got a car. Carpool, come over here. I will just say and don't say it's too far, okay? Because my husband commuted 45 minutes one way every day for 20 years. 20 years. It's not too far to come an hour for one night, 1 month, because you're going to get some good things. You're going to get that sense of community. You're going to get good training. So come to those and bring your downline, invite them, carpool with them. Back in the day, and you may feel like this, I don't know. Back in the day, I didn't, you know, you have a big front line, you have all these people joining your team, and then you're like, I need to call them, or I should really reach out to them, but what am I going to say? Like, I don't know what I'm going to offer them, right? What am I going to tell them to do? What can I? And you know what? You don't have to do that. I think it clicked after a while. Like, you don't have to call them and say, how much PRV do you have this month? You're doing great. Or what's your goal? Or how many parties do you have booked? They don't want to hear that. They don't want to disappoint you. They don't want to, I guess they just don't want a phone call like that. What you need to do, I think, is be their biggest cheerleader. You need to let them know about what's new, what you're excited about. And the way that I'm doing that these days, I was doing frontline focus emails, but I really don't think people read their emails. I know I really don't. So what I've been doing these days is just for my frontline, every week when we get that email on Thursday that something's new coming out in Scentsy, before the weekend's over, I'm trying to do it on Thursday or Friday, so they have some time to get some pre-sales and things. Just sending them a text saying, did you see Scooby-Doo's coming on Monday? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Have a great weekend. Just something as simple as that to let them know. And usually I'll put like, check the news tab for the details and the prices. But that's just simple. And it's just showing my excitement for something that's coming. And it's hopefully going to maybe get them excited too, especially if some of your teammates don't check the news tab every day. Yes, they should do that, but not all of them do. So a text like that is super simple. I do mine in Project Broadcast. But you could totally do it just in a text, especially if you don't have a lot of frontline. You could just copy and paste and send it out. But I think just letting them know about what's new is super important, and it might get them really excited about that. What else was I gonna say? Another thing that you could do on those little texts. Oh, so here's the thing. I only send those texts to my frontline. So if you are in my front line and you get that text, what happened to all the people under you? All those people, they didn't get a text like that. So they're missing out, right? So I'm going to teach my front line. I'm going to send it to my front line and teach my front line to send it to their front line. And then you teach your front line to send it to their front line. And if everybody's doing that, then everybody's doing their job. And then when you become a director or like that, you don't have to do it for everybody. Everybody should be doing it for their people. Just like that little multiplier effect. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but if you recruit one person and you teach that person to recruit one person a month, and that person recruits 1% a month, by the end of the year, you have 3,000 new recruits. It's kind of the same way. If you can teach your people to be reaching out to their frontline to motivate and inspire them, everything. I mean, it's amazing what could happen. I want to know what's going to happen because we don't do that right now. So maybe by the end of the year, we'll get on that. Another thing that you can do on those monthly, those weekly calls, I'm going to pop into my workstation now and just show you. I don't know if you guys know this. Did you see my workstation right now? Okay, so let's pretend a PWS flash sale is coming up, right? It's coming up on Monday, or we know that it's going to be a week from now or whatever. If you go into reporting, to the reporting tab, and then you click on my team, and then you click over here in the left under subscription participation, you click there. And then here where it says team subscription participation, there's a drop-down menu and it has different things. Scent and warmer of the month, scent of the month, personal website, cross-border. This is where I'd get a little creative and click on personal website. And it's going to tell you everyone who has a personal website or does not, yes or no. Okay. I'm just gonna. So what I would do then is let those people know, oh my gosh, the flash sale is coming, and then let them know, oh my gosh, you don't have a website. You need to get a website so that you can get people to order on the flash sale. It's the only way you can order from the flash sale or your customers. So that's a good way to get people doing that. Another thing that you can do with this little report is the Scent and Warmer of the Month kit. Okay, it's telling you here who has Scent and Warmer of the Month and who is signed up just for Scent of the Month. So you can see who's subscribed, yes or no. So on the first of the month, when that really cool warmer comes out and you see it in that text that you're sending your people every week, maybe say, oh my gosh, did you see the new warmer? It's so cute. And that scent sounds so good. Get on over there and get yourself in the warmer and scent of the month kit. So use these tools for you. Another thing that this little team part does is it has a thing for birthdays and you can run it by month. And it also has a thing for Scentiversaries that you can run by month. So recognize their birthdays and anniversaries, and they will love that. Okay. Another thing along the lines of the birthdays and anniversaries, on Facebook, when you see your downline post something back and or comment on it. Be their friend, right? They want to know that you're your friend. They don't want to think you're that person going like this, or did you have a party? You didn't have a party. No, get to be their friend, build that relationship. It goes a long way with your customers, but it also goes a long way with your team. Another thing that you're going to want to do is share your failures and successes with them, right? Both. They want to know that you're human. They don't want to think that you're perfect and you never make mistakes, because you're not. I'm not. So share your successes and your failures with them. If you just posted something and you got 3 parties booked from that one post, are you going to keep that information to yourself? I certainly hope not. I hope you're going to share that with your downline. Say, oh my gosh, I just posted this. I got 3 parties booked. You should try to post it too. Share it with them. And then share it on the Plus PM Belief group because I want to hear about it too. What else? Failures. Let me think. Something that didn't work. You don't want them to make the same mistakes as you, right? So be real when something weird happens. I remember when our workstation switched over and all of a sudden we had this new payment processing thing, you know, those little dots that the boxes you have to check and how much people owe. And it was all new and weird. And I remember I was checking a customer out with their credit card information and I hit the button and charged her for the whole party instead of the pay different amount, right? Because it was new and I didn't know. So luckily she was super nice. And she had a lot of money, so she didn't care that I just charged her $350. I didn't overdraft her bank account. But stuff like that, you need to share that with your team. You're human, it's okay. And they need to learn from your mistakes too. So when you're doing that with them, they're probably gonna do it with you. Share trainings that you watch. I know Christy watches a ton of trainings. Emmy watches a ton of trainings. When you see those, do you keep them to yourself? I hope not. I hope you say, oh my gosh, I just watched this new video. You should check this out. Watch it and tell me what you think. Do that with your downline. Pretend like they're your friends. And don't do it just with one of them. Do it with all of them. They're not going to know who's texting you. Don't do it in a group chat. Nobody likes a group chat. Or nobody likes a group text. Well, at least I don't. Make it seem personal, like you're talking to them. If you read a good book, I'm going to read something out of this book here in a minute. Read it and then I mean, yes, I like to highlight things, but tell them about it or send it to them and let them read it, and then tell them to send it to one of their downlines, and hopefully start this little trickle effect. If you see a cool template on Canva, don't keep it to yourself. Don't assume that just because it's in the Canva Boss Babes group that they saw it, because there's a lot of stuff in that group. I don't even see everything in that group, but share it with them. Say, oh my gosh, I love this postcard. And you could just use the template and update it and print your own. And if they don't know how to do that, guess what? I have a YouTube video that says how to update something with Canva. And I know Emmy does too. So not only just give them the template link, but give them the YouTube video so that they know how to use Canva, because everybody should have that thing. So you're not only just giving them information about something new or something like that, but you need to be training them as you do it too, right? So make it fun. I think that's fun, funner than saying, I don't know, do you want to do a coaching call so I can train you on something? No, that's not fun, right? So just share with them. We are taught to do that with our customers, right? Don't sell, share. Do the same thing with your downline. Share with them everything that you're seeing. Not everything you're seeing. Then they're going to block you. No. But you know, the important things are the things that you think could help them. And as you build a relationship with them, you're going to know what helps them, right? Or what they need help with. So I think that'll be good. Another fun thing that you can do, gosh, go have coffee or lunch with your people. I love having coffee with Christy. We do that once in a while, and she motivates me as much as I might motivate her. I don't know. We teach each other things. So go have coffee or lunch with your downline. Guess what? It's a tax write-off. So go write off your lunch and go get to know your people. Another thing you can do, I mean, just step out of the box. Like I tried to do this a long time ago. I should really try to do it again, but we tried to start up something called Scentsy Stepsisters and just say, I'm going to go to this park at 9 o'clock. If anybody wants to come, we're going to walk for like an hour. You have really good conversation when you walk with somebody. I don't know if you guys have done that before, but you do. So make it fun, or go meet at the park and let your kids play. And while you guys are watching your kids play, sit on the picnic bench and talk about Scentsy. Also our little give more than you take. What about volunteering for Relay for Life? I know Christy's done that. Do it with your team. Go donate blood. Go do something fun like that. Go work at the food bank together. There's all kinds of things that you could do to build that sense of community where your team is going to want to work with you, want to have fun, want to do Scentsy together. Another thing you can do, we were just talking about Scooby-Doo and the Zoink bar. So be sure to buy one and make samples of it. Or when the pre-orders come out, like Island Day collection, buy a 6-pack or the 5-pack, or split it between you and your team if you're local. Have them come over, make samples together. That could be something super fun to do. Make samples together, and then guess what? Everybody leaves with some samples to sell. That's going to help build their business, but you also helped build your relationship by just doing that together. If you're not local, why don't you buy a bar of Zoink? Zoink, is that how you say it? Zonk, zonk. Make some samples and maybe send 5 to some of your downline who maybe didn't, or maybe are not that active. Oh my gosh, did you smell this? Share this with some of your customers, type of thing. I'm just going to say, whatever you do something. Don't not do anything. Don't feel like, oh gosh, I don't really have anything to offer, so I'm not going to do anything. That's not going to get you the results that you want. So do something. And I hope you maybe wrote down a few of those things that you might want to do. But one thing that I want to read to you, and I think I've read this before, but I'm going to read it again because I think it's really good. And it's from this book, F Leadership. Josh Coates. That's a really good book. And I'm just going to read that. Your greatest responsibility as a leader is to not motivate others, is to inspire them. The number one mistake I see with up and coming leaders is that they want to share their message, but they don't want to prove their message. Your results are the most important selling point you have. If you're leading a team, they need to see you producing the thing you're asking them to do. If you're training people to sell, you need to be the top salesperson. If you're training people to recruit, be the top recruiter. Whatever message you're preaching, make sure you're also leading by example. If you want your team to step up, you have to step up. And then I'll just leave you with this. If they feel your production has grown stagnant, that will act as their excuse to allow the same thing to happen in their business production. The end goal is for your team to surpass you and go on to lead their own teams. But your beginners and your mid-level people should never outperform you. They should be chasing you. So practice what you preach and grow, have fun with your team. And I think you'll have fun doing that together. So that's what I have to share. Christy, do you have anything you want to share about how?
I would just like to add, I know, especially for newer people, like we really focus so much on PRV. I wish that we would really focus on building our teams. Like in the beginning, you know, most people think that they don't want to build a team. They don't think they're a leader. I mean, leaders are born out of, you know, coming together and somebody leads. Like you know, I just want people to know, like, you're not necessarily born a leader. Like it is, I mean, when you become a leader by default, like, because someday somebody's gonna hit that join button and you're gonna be so nervous because you think you're not a leader, but somebody's decided to follow you. And that is the beginning of a leader, is that somebody's decided to follow you. So if they're gonna do that, then you owe it to them and yourself to, you know, go through the steps. And I see this happen a lot. Don't carry your team. Don't sit there and do all the PRV. Like, come together and don't, you know, if I could say another thing is, new leaders, they'll talk to their team sometimes on the last day of the month. It doesn't make them feel important. Like, you know, start out in your mind. The minute you have one person, like, reach out and talk about other things, or make them feel a part of, you know, and they don't have to be your $2,000 PRV people either, because there's so many people that don't know their potential. And if you're a leader, you're there to, like, show them. And in return, they will show you things about yourself, I promise you, that will help you grow as well. So I wanted to share that. And I want to share too, like, if you ever never listened to Simon Sinek, is like my major crush. Love him. And he has one of the best leaderships on TED Talks. And so his books, Leaders Eat Last, is a must read. And you can also watch parts of it on YouTube. And then John Maxwell, he's been around forever. But I have to tell you that anybody that has a business, multimillionaires, whatever, like, he is the man. The things that he speaks, like, I feel like I haven't listened to music in as much as I love to, because I just listen to him when I drive. And so John Maxwell is amazing. And you can listen to him on YouTube too. And he talks about leadership, and it just gives you all the good vibes. So if you can take some time out and just even watch like little 15-minute excerpts, I think that'll help you with your leadership.
Awesome.
So that's my 2 cents.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so it's 7:30, so I am going to stop the recording, just because I don't want somebody to say, oh my gosh, that recording is 2 hours long, I'm not going to watch it. But I am going to ask you guys those 2 questions in a second, so don't go away, okay? Nobody else is going to get to hear them. So I'm going to stop the recording.